Hey guys, this is Alex the Maniac, and today I want to talk a little bit about the procedural tech and the procedural tech demo that we got last week's ATV, where they run around the planet. Um, I mean, it is a big milestone, and I'm so hyped and happy to see that they're making progress. You know, and in some way, I don't even doubt it anymore because my expectations was pretty high for this game, and they blowed it out of the park. I mean, I never in my wildest dreams have I imagined it could be this awesome, and we would have all these. And to be fair, they didn't even think they will have procedural tech. You know, at least once the game is out, and then maybe further on when they have more time to build it. But this just shows how talented these people that are working on this game are, and that's what give me confidence in them, and that they're gonna pull the amazing off, you know. And when you take in account procedural tech, you have No Man's Sky, for example. I think that's gonna be a biggest problem for them. In No Man's Sky, you can go down a planet, you can mine mountains, you can mine the earth under your feet and create a huge hole or a huge cave system if you want to spend the time on it. But it only counts for you. It doesn't count for everybody in that universe. If a player managed to land on the same planet, he won't see the adjustments that you have done. And I think that's the biggest problem with procedural tech, because these equations are so complex. You know, I think it borders the nuclear physics or something. That changing something in that equation, I mean that you have to change just a little bit of a landscape that a player just affected, it's virtually impossible. I mean, I don't know how procedural tech work, but I can imagine it's complex as shit. So here you can see the demo that they gave us. I mean, it looks beautiful, but I think the biggest problem will player be able to modify that stuff? And I saw Chris Roberts also answering that question once in an 10 for the chairman. He was asked, like, if a player goes down, can he collect anything that he wants, you know, flowers, or, you know, affect different kinds of things. Now Chris Roberts is imminent I don't even want to use that word, about gameplay. He wants that gameplay, he wants that immersion, he wants people to affect everything and anything around them, and that it counts for everybody. That's why he's building that network framework that is kind of next gen, so to say, so that we can all be not in separated instances, but that we all be in one big universe, and what anybody affects everybody, you know, that kind of gameplay. And that's going to be very difficult with the procedural tech, at least for the stuff you are supposed to change. You know, if I go to a planet and mine something, it should be gone. The other player that comes down cannot find it in the same place where I found it because I just mined it. I think that's going to be also one of the hurdles. Now, what makes me hyped for is that they not only going to create amazing world where we have economy and everything changing, but they want to, you know, affect that as well. I'll let you hear this.
Will there be cataclysmic events in the PU? Planets/space stations blowing up, stars going supernova, rogue meteor showers, mass migrations occurring, plague, etc. Would one day everyone be talking about a certain planet or places if it was a distant memory? So we are definitely going to do cataclysmic events, acts of God. So that will be sort of more us on the PU, you know, whatever you want to call it, sort of game master side, where we'll sort of look at what's happening around in the universe, and then we'll sort of create occasional pockets of chaos. Maybe there's a famine over here, maybe there's a bit of civil war breaks out over here, that will sort of create events and missions for the players and the AI to participate in. So we'll sort of look at it, and, you know, there'll be places where people may have to give aid or come in to fight off a Vandal incursion or all sorts of stuff, and potentially, you know, space stations, or, you know, who knows, a planet could even get raised. But that would all be kind of the, I guess, overall manipulation of the full PU to, you know, riff off what all the players are doing out there, kind of what the AI is doing in its sort of systemic way, and then we sort of, you know, like throwing a pebble into smooth pond, put a few pebbles here and there to create ripple effects to create a little interest. So yes, we will definitely be doing that.
Now, I can definitely see that he wants to create a living, breathing world that also changes and has dynamic events in it, which is absolutely amazing. But when are we gonna see something like that in our little, system?
So I'm assuming that you mean the Stanton system, which is sort of where Crusader's based, and we just really have the area around Crusader, although we are planning on expanding it in the near future to have the whole star system in. So that will be a whole bunch more. That will sort of come with the debut of the Procedural Planets and a few other things. So that's something to look forward to.
Now, we know we're not going to get any dates out of them, but in the near future we should see new locations and procedurally generated planets. So pretty soon we're going to get a planet that is procedurally generated that we can land on and explore and walk around. I think they want to blow our mind like they did before. They just keep doing that, and they like doing that, and you can see that sometimes in the interviews. If you take notice of people's behaviors, if I learned something in my crazy life, I'm pretty good judge of character, and I like to see people's reactions, not just what they're saying, but how they're saying it, and you can catch some of those little smiles and smirks in their eyes, well, on their face, when they talk about some of that stuff. And here's something that Brian Chambers also snuck in the last ATV.
Level design, shopping district for Port Olazar, and pirate base for PU.
So we are definitely getting a pirate base finally. So I think that's going to be the spawning point for pirates. And I mean, it sounds absolutely amazing. One other question I have for Brian is, Brian, you saw The Division. Probably it's one of the best-selling games, like in last, I don't know how much, but they were people who were just standing at the door and just trolling other people that couldn't get through to get their mission or to give the mission up. So what are you guys doing about something like that?
They're doing some work on how to disable collisions on characters for if and when needed in any case scenarios.
So there you go, guys. For you that thought you're gonna troll people by standing at the door and not letting them through in your face. Well, I hope that's what it means. We'll see. But I think you can see that they're thinking about everything that they can think of. There's gonna be, of course, stuff that you can't predict or just, didn't think of at the time, that's gonna come up. But you can see that they're working through a lot of stuff, a lot of changes, and we can see the development of the game, which is kind of amazing from one perspective, and then it's so hard to just wait and be hyped for so long. I took a few steps back the last almost 2 weeks. I'm not playing Star Citizen. Like, we saw Korea Station and Covalex Station so many times that I can't, I don't want the game to become so boring that I can't stand to look at it anymore. So the procedural tech that they're now announcing and that it's coming in near future, I think we have 2-3 months until this gets on, and when we get the next landing zone, which I think it's next, I hope we can run around the whole next moon, or what is it, big asteroid, I don't know, and just explore it. And if that's true, just one planet, if you get just one big planet that we can run around with, we'll have gameplay for weeks just on that planet, running around, shooting each other, doing trading, mining, refueling. I mean, they said that's gonna be the features that are coming next, so we can get hyped for that. So yeah, it is a bit of a crazy video. I talk about all kinds of different stuff, but my vocabulary just doesn't allow me to talk about specific stuff the way I want. So yeah, this is it for me, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you all next time.